Hi guys, rideshare PA here today. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. So I basically just want to do a live chat real quick, talk about the supposed new feature that Uber has decided to put in place. Um, how's it going, King of Beats? All right, guys. So as I always say, if you're coming in the first 10 minutes or so, that's when we're going to talk about the discussions. After that, if I feel like staying live, I will answer any questions or any comments or anything like that. All right. So apparently Uber put this new feature or will be putting this new feature in place that passengers can record their trips. To me, that makes no sense because basically to order Uber or Lyft, you need a smartphone. Okay. If anybody can make it through ordering your own car, you can easily know how to either record a video or record audio on your phone. So to me, this is pretty much a pointless endeavor and makes no sense whatsoever. It's just stupid. Um, to me, it would make sense actually if they recorded it from the driver's phone. If you're gonna if you're gonna record something, you should record it from the person that is accepting the ride, not the one that is taking the ride. It would make much more sense if they used the driver's cell phone camera as a audio recorder and a video recorder, and basically once you accepted the trip, once your passenger gets in, it would record your uh your trip. That would make more sense. But anyway, like I said, to me this is stupid. It's just another way for them to try and make people feel more safe. The best thing they should do if they really want to make people feel safe is they should get drivers to use their real names instead of fake names, use actual names instead of initials, and use what's up, guys, and use IDs to order rides. Okay, that way somebody just can't get their account deactivated and then basically create another one with a different name and a different credit card. This would also stop people from using promo codes over again. I know a lot of people, and I know a few of my friends. They will literally create an account. They will use the free promo codes for 5 or 6 times or whatever they can get. And then once they're done with them, they'll create another account using a different name and a different credit card. And then they'll just use those promo codes again. So, I mean, they're playing the system, which, hey, if Uber's letting you do that, more power to you. I mean, you're cheating the system, but you're doing it in a way that technically isn't illegal. So do you go for it? I'm not going to knock you for getting away with it. I may not agree with it, but hey, it's not illegal, so you're not doing anything wrong. But yeah, this whole thing about passengers recording the ride to me is just dumb. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So that's all I pretty much had to say. I wanted to come on here and just comment on that quick, and if anybody was in the chats, I would love to answer questions, but I can tell there's not really anybody here. So that's my Uber has this for my name. What's your Uber have for your name, King? That's your name, King of Beats. That's what it says when you order a ride. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. I think it's stupid. I think you should have your actual name when you order a ride. Um, but that's all there is to it. It's just another stupid thing that Uber's putting into play to try and make it more safe. When really what they need to do is request that drivers use actual identification. I'm sorry, riders use actual identification. Drivers have to go through this whole process of putting in your registration, your license, your proof of insurance, and all this stuff. We go through somewhat of a decent background check. So I personally feel that I personally feel that Uber should do the same thing. You know what I mean? Maybe not the background check side of it, but you should at least have to use some type of photo identification, and you should actually, it should pull it right from your ID. Like if you use your ID to sign up for Uber, it should literally just pull your name, your first and last name or whatever off of your ID, and that should be the name that gets used for your Uber account. That to me makes the most sense, because that way if you get deactivated for some reason and you try to create another Uber account and you use your ID, it won't let you do it because you got deactivated. Like that just makes perfect sense. This whole safety issue that they're putting in place right now to me is stupid. So with that note, if anybody has any questions or concerns or anything, I will stay live for a couple of minutes to answer any questions. If not, I will be going pretty soon because I need to get a couple hours of sleep before I go to work. King of Beats. Use Google to create an Uber account. Yeah, and that shouldn't be an option in my opinion. In my opinion, you should have to use a valid form of ID. If you are underage, obviously, I work in a warehouse full time, third shift. So obviously, if you're underage, you can't take Uber or Lyft unless you're accompanied by an adult. The adult would be the one getting it, so the adult would have ID. Obviously, you need to be over 18 to be able to use Uber or Lyft. So you should have some type of valid ID. I mean, we all need a valid ID, whether it's a work ID, a state ID, a driver's license. We all should have some form of ID if we're working, right? So you should have something that you'd be able to provide. That's the best way they can keep passengers safe, in my opinion. And that way you know you're picking up the right passenger because it would show their picture. So I lost my wallet a couple months back, and that's the case. But if you already have your Uber account open, your information is going to be on there, so it would have a valid name. It would have your picture. Probably, if they were smart, they would just upload it from your ID, and then if you look anything like your picture, which you should, there wouldn't be an issue. Make sense? Obviously, you wouldn't need to provide your ID every time you get an Uber ride, but it would just have your actual name. Say your name's Bob, it would say Bob. Your rider's name is Bob, and it would show a picture of your face like this. You know what I mean? So you would be able to know who you were picking up, and it wouldn't be this pulling up in the middle of nowhere and doing one of these like this, looking every which way to find your damn passenger. Jonah Hillbeard. Thanks, I'm growing it out, buddy. Maybe. So yeah, I mean it makes sense. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Anybody that's new, again, do me a favor, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. Hit the like button, smash that bell for notifications, so when I come out with live videos, you will know. Alright? If anybody wants to know what we're talking about, anybody that's new to the live stream, I will go over it again. If not, if you have any questions or anything for me, please feel free to ask. I pretty much went over the content already for the thumbnail for this video. Wait, the only way to stay safe from Uber drivers is not using Uber. I would say that I see more attacks by riders than drivers, buddy. Most riders, in my opinion, are the ones that are crazy. But again, more checks and balances should be done on both sides. So yeah, guys, that's the whole thing. In my opinion, there's a whole bunch of different ways to basically stay safe. Basically, for now, what I would recommend, like I said, the lesson that I learned, always keep your doors and windows locked. Always, above anything, before you start driving, get a dash cam, okay, guys? If you can't afford one right away, I understand that. But the second you can afford a dash cam, you need to get one. Okay, it is a vital role in keeping yourself safe, disputing any issues. If you are in a car with somebody that's drunk and they have an open can and you kick them out, and they basically say you were rude and ignorant and you called them names, blah, 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 whatever, you were racist to them, and they ding you 1 star, you can get deactivated for that. But if you have proof that of what actually happened, that is at least something that you can send to Uber and say, look, that's not what happened, this is what happened, and here's what it was. And you can send them the video, okay? You can also, if something happened in your car, like what happened with my instance where I got guns pulled on me and almost got robbed, that's something that you can take to the police and they can use that video as evidence. Okay, guys? You will basically see any single YouTube person that drives for Uber and Lyft. Doesn't matter which one you read or which one you listen to or watch. Almost every single one of us tells you guys, for safety reasons, you need a dash cam. Okay? You can find them very cheap. If you go on Amazon, I've seen some for 50, 60 bucks. I've seen some, the really good ones that do nighttime and daytime. And there are also dual dash cams. There's a really good one for like 130. It's called like a Blue Sky something or other. Dustin is driving, uses it. I plan on getting one soon and using that one. But yeah, that's one thing you should not go without is a dash cam. But then also keep your doors, windows locked. When you get to pick your pickup, thanks, Amina, appreciate the love. When you get to your pickup, you need to ask them to tell you their driver's name. Do not, and I was part of the problem when I did this in my previous video. Do not tell them their name, okay, guys? Do not open your window. Here, I'll do it right now, okay? Do not do this. Hi, is your name Bob? Do not do that, okay? Do not look out and ask them their name, because anybody could just hop in the car and say yes. Okay, like my very first video on here said, hi, is your name PJ? Kid said yes, got in the car. And again, I asked him, I said, you're going to blah, blah, blah. Don't tell them their destination. Ask them, where are you headed to? Usually what they'll do is if they say, if I'm taking them somewhere and they say I'm going, they'll say the street, like I'm going to Harrisburg Avenue. Okay, and my thing says the address, it'll say blah, blah, blah. It'll give the numbers, Harrisburg Avenue. I'll say, okay, you're going to Harrisburg Avenue. And then I'll say, is 1131 the right address for that avenue? They'll either say yes or no, okay? But at least they gave you part of it, okay? You do not want to take somebody to the wrong address. All right, guys? These are the little things that can help you every day. Stay safe. Make sure you're taking the right passengers. And at the end of the day, make your job a little bit easier. I would also recommend, if you're picking somebody up from a bar at night, I would also recommend before they even get in the car, ask them how many passengers they have, so that way you do not get bombarded with people trying to fit more people in your car than is allotted, okay? If you're Uber X, it's very simple. You know you're supposed to have 4. Are you wearing because you're angry? What do you mean, Windex? If you are XL, it is 6. And anything more than that, if you have like a 7-passenger van, again, it's however many. No, I always wear red. It's one of my favorite colors. If you, however many, basically, guys, however many seatbelts you have in your car is how many passengers you can take, okay? I know Uber X says 6, but some SUVs these days have 7-passenger seating. They have 3 rows, fit 3 in the back, 3 in the middle, and 1 in the front, so that would be 7, okay? You go by your state laws, okay? However many seatbelts you have in your car, that's how many people you can take, plain and simple. Do not break that, because at the end of the day, if a cop pulls you over and sees that you have 8 people in your car when you're only supposed to have 6, or you have 5 or 6 when you're only supposed to have 4, the ticket that you get will be yours, not your passengers. Also, again, I keep going over this, but I'll do it one more time. I'll probably do it another time in like 3 or 4 months. If you're driving in the morning and you're taking kids to school, make sure they are in a car seat or a booster seat, because at the end of the day, if the cop pulls you over and sees that there's a kid in your car that is not in a car seat, the ticket will be yours, not your passengers. All right, guys. So what time is it? I have 10 more minutes if anybody wants to ask questions, and then I will be leaving for the night. So does anybody have any questions with Uber, Lyft? I did sign up for Postmates. I have not done that yet. I don't know if I'm honestly going to. I signed up for it to see what it was like. I might do a couple trips just to see. I'm probably not going to do it just because I think that it will honestly be a lot like Uber Eats. And I don't mind doing Uber Eats because it's already connected into Uber, so I get it in between trips. But Postmates would be a whole different other app, and I'm just not sure if I really want to do it. The regulations for Lyft in my state are in your state. The rules for Lyft are basically the exact same for Uber. Um, it all depends by state, buddy. In my state, you have to be. I think the car is 14 years or newer, which is nice. When I first started last year, at the very beginning of 2019, um, I began in November of 2018. I had a 2004 Caravan, which was for Uber X and Uber XL. That car, I loved it. If I could have kept it, I would, because I could fit 6 people in it. It was actually in really, really good condition. It had high miles. It had like 160 or 170,000 miles on it, but I kept it up, and it was a great car. The only reason I got rid of it, or the only reason I had to get rid of it, was because at the beginning of 2019, it aged out of both Uber and Lyft. So I had to get a new car to be able to continue to drive. At that time, I had a 2013 Ford Fusion that I bought used. Okay, so at that time, I had a 2013 Ford Fusion that I bought used. I was getting like 25 miles to the gallon on that. I really liked that car because the whole car, the inside was, the whole inside of that was leather. So it was easy to clean. If somebody threw up on it, I could just wipe it off, things like that. Um, and at that time, I decided, what was I doing? Oh, that's right. I was driving using that car, and I was getting decent gas mileage. I ended up going on a trip to the Bahamas the first week of March that year. And on the way to the airport, I totaled my car. I hit an ice bank and slid. And I ended up, thank you, Windex, for answering that question. And I ended up totaling that car. So at that time, I decided to spend a little bit of extra money. And like I've said before, anybody doing Uber and Lyft, if for some reason the car that you're using goes out and you're doing this full-time or part-time or however you do this, I would definitely recommend looking to get a hybrid, just for the simple fact of the money that you will save on gas. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting a hybrid if you are looking to continue to do Uber and Lyft, especially with the way that they're lowering the rates. Um, the money's out there. You just have to know your market. So, but yeah, the regulations for Uber and Lyft, you should be able to, if you go to Google, you should be able to look. You can also go to their websites and basically look per your state what they are. Every state is different. I know recently, I want to say it was like a month ago, they started changing their regulations in Florida, and you literally had to have like a 2017 or newer, which to me is dumb. I don't understand why you would need something that new, especially to drive Uber and Lyft when you're not making a lot of money doing it sometimes. Like I said, in my market, some weekends are really good. Some weekends I can make 3, 4, $500. Other weekends I can make 200. It all depends on your market. Exactly, and that's the problem. Amina, do you personally recommend working for Lyft or Uber if you're a woman? Would you feel okay with your wife, girlfriend working as a driver? Personally, yeah, I wouldn't care. As long as you follow the rules, you know what I mean? Keep your windows and doors locked. Um, and only roll them down. Ask the right questions. Have a dash cam. Look, guys, it's simple. Anything in this world is dangerous. Okay, you can walk out of your door, go to walk across the street to get into your car and get hit by a bus. Okay, you can walk to the you can walk to the local corner store to grab some food, and next thing you know, somebody could be robbing the store, and you can unfortunately get caught in crossfire, shot, and killed. Okay, nothing in this world is safe. The second that you leave your house, you're not safe. Okay, and I hate to say that, but it's true. So take everything with a grain of salt. You need to follow the rules. If my girlfriend or wife wanted to drive for Uber or Lyft to make extra money, I would tell her to go for it. Like, personally, if I had a girlfriend that drove for Uber, we'd be taking trips down to Philly together. During the day, we'd spend time in Philly, and at night, we'd both be out driving, making a shit ton of money. That's all it boils down to. Um, so yeah, and that's the thing too. I think, King, that's a great topic to say. Some older cars are in really good condition, so I don't see why, if your car is 200 or 300,000 miles, that should matter, as long as, excuse me, as long as it's in good condition. If you send pictures, I don't see why that would matter. Year to me shouldn't matter, because as long as you keep up on your car, you could drive your car 3, 4, 400,000 miles. I've seen Toyotas already with 500,000 miles on them, and they look in perfect condition because the driver or the owner kept up with the car and kept it clean. So this whole aging of cars out to me is dumb. No, I will not take anybody to the candy shop. Amina, you're welcome. No problem. So yeah, guys, like I said, if you want to do it, I would recommend doing it. To me, it makes sense. Okay, guys. Um, if you want to drive for Uber or Lyft, I have a link in the description that's below. You can definitely use my referral code, and if it's available in your area, you may be able to get some extra money when you sign up if you're not a driver already. But at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to do it. Like I said before in the previous video, if you do it and you start out, don't expect a lot right when you start out, because you don't know your market yet. Okay, you need to be able to learn your market. I mean, I would recommend, if it's something that you want to do, go for it. Personally, I would recommend anybody have a dash cam in your car, whether you drive for Uber or not, just for the simple fact of, like, the one that I have, it turns on every single time my car turns on, and it records every single time my car turns on. So when I'm driving, it's always recording. And if somebody hits me, or if I'm at a light and somebody, instead of going forward, backs into my car, I have the proof. You know what I mean? It makes sense. Like, If I get into an accident and it can be recorded on my dash cam, I have the proof. But I also use my dash cam mainly for when I drive for Uber and Lyft. So that's what I intentionally got it for, but it makes sense. But no, if you want to drive for Uber and Lyft, um, whatever market you're in, I would definitely recommend doing it, because at the end of the day, if it's something that you want to do, go for it. Don't let anybody in this world stop you from doing something you want to do. Just be careful. Like I said, there's plenty of videos out there on YouTube. There's ones that I have. Another good YouTubers, Dustin is Driving, Rideshare Revolution. Um, any of these guys would basically be good videos to watch and listen to. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you follow a couple of little rules, when you go to pick up your passengers, keep your doors locked, keep your windows locked, and just put your window down far enough for you to speak out and ask them to tell you that you're their driver's name. Okay, they would then say your name, Amina, and then you would say, okay, and you are David. At that point, you would unlock your car. They would get in. You would say, and what's your destination? Or tell me your destination. They would say, blah, blah, blah. And you would either confirm that or say, no, I have this address. If you had the wrong address, they would have to go into their app and they would change the address to what's supposed to be right. Okay? But as long as you follow those rules, you shouldn't have a problem. But again, like I said, you are going to get drunks. You are going to get entitled assholes that think they can pull one over on you. And that's why I would say, too, at the end of the day, to protect yourself and just to kind of figure out what's out there, if you have downtime and you ever want to see some of the things that can go wrong doing this job, I would recommend either watching some of my videos on my channel or watching somebody else's videos on YouTube to see the things that can go wrong. Okay? There's definitely a bunch of things that you want to carry with you, to either stay safe or just certain things you want to carry to clean your car, whether it's air freshener. I personally have, let's see if I can find it right here. Okay, Ozium. If you've never heard of this, if you have really stinky passengers, this works great. It basically cleans, takes the smell out of the air so much better than Febreze or anything else. I just started using this a couple days ago and it works great. It does kind of stink. It doesn't, it leaves this really weird like bubblegum smell in your car, which I don't know, most people don't think mind, but me, I personally, I don't like it. So what I'll do is I'll spray this. If I have a really bad passenger in my car, I will spray this in my car and I will get out and I will walk a little bit, like on one of my breaks. I'll get out, spray my whole car inside with this. I'll get out and I'll let it go for 4 or 5 minutes. And then when I get back in, if it still smells like the weird bubblegum smell that I smell off this, I don't know why. But then I'll use Febreze and I'll spray the Febreze in here. But this basically is used to eliminate smoke and malodors. It works really well if bigger cities, I don't know why, I have had more people get in my car that smelled like weed or like really bad skank weed. And you can tell as soon as they get in the car what it, I mean, anybody that smells weed knows what it smells like. This works really good when they get out of the car. I spray this a couple times. It works really good at getting that smell out, so that way the next time when you go to your passenger for pickup, they don't think it's you. I've had that a couple of times before where I've gotten really bad passengers before I got this. And literally, as soon as I got in the car, I tell them, I said, look, I say, I apologize. I sprayed Febreze in my car, but if for some reason you smell, if you smell that smell, it was a passenger in the car before you. So, all right, guys, I got to get going. It's 8:05, so I got some stuff to do before I got to go to work later. But thank you guys for your support. I appreciate everything. I appreciate you guys watching my videos. If you have any questions on how to stay safe out there, please feel free to comment me. Please feel free to contact me. That information will be in the link in the description below for this video, as well as every single one of my other videos. But yeah, if you guys ever have any questions, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, so that way when I come out with new content or go live, you can be a part of the discussion, because I actually like talking to you guys and hearing what you have to say. So again, if you haven't subscribed, please do that. Ding the bell for notifications, and please smash that like button, guys. I appreciate it. Stay safe. Peace.